Hey guys, in today's video I will be reacting to your guys' hamster enclosures. The first hamster that we have is Dash. Dash is a male Roborowski dwarf hamster who is 8 months old. He is living in the paw hut enclosure, which has 1,000 square inches of floor space. He has 12 inches of bedding and also has a 11-inch wheel. He has at least 8 different sprays in his enclosure, which tend to vary. He has a sand bath, beach chips, cocoa soil, cocoa chips, and hay in his enclosure. For his diet, he is fed the mixologist adult dwarf hamster food and is given salads often. I do just want to say that I absolutely love the ginormous bamboo root in the enclosure, as well as the mushroom hideout. Once again, I absolutely love this setup, and this is what proper hamster care looks like for when setting up their enclosures. So this is definitely one of my favorite enclosures, and I will definitely be taking inspiration from this, as you guys should too. The next hamster that we have is Rudy. Rudy is a male Russian hybrid dwarf hamster who is 1 year and 10 months old. Rudy lives in the paw hut cage, which has over 1,000 square inches of floor space. And he also has 12 inches of bedding with a 11-inch wheel. He has 8 different sprays in his enclosure and has access to sand, beach chips, cocoa soil, cocoa chips, and hay. He is fed the mixologist elderly dwarf hamster food and is given salads often. Once again, I love the ginormous bamboo root in the enclosures, and I also love the grapevine wood in there. I see so much stuff going on. This is an amazing enclosure that everyone should try and aim for to have. So overall, I love this cage. Next, we have Bon Bon. Bon Bon is a female Russian dwarf hamster who is estimated to be around 11 months old. Bon Bon lives in a wooden enclosure that exceeds the bare minimum. She has a 10-inch wheel and has 6 inches of bedding. I see tons of hideouts in there. I see sand and a bunch of other hideouts and sprays. Overall, the cage is great. I see so much stuff in here. The only thing that I would say is add more substrates and maybe more sprays and maybe just a little more bedding. 6 inches of bedding is the bare minimum, but maybe go for 8 to 10 inches of bedding. But overall, I love it. This is another enclosure that I would definitely recommend to people, so make sure you're taking notes. Then we have Pippin. Pippin is a male Roborowski dwarf hamster, and he is almost 8 months old. Pippin lives in the Cozy Wow hamster enclosure, which has 800 square inches of floor space. He has 10 inches of paper bedding and aspen bedding, along with a 10-inch Night Angel wheel. He has 3 substrates in his enclosure, not including sand and hay, and he has multiple hideouts and 2 cork logs. There's a water bottle and water bowls in his enclosure, and tons of sprays and forage scattered around the enclosure, as well as food. I love the natural theme. I also love that hedgehog wooden hideout. It is very cute. I overall love this cage. This is one of my favorites. I know I've said that with all of these enclosures, but it's true. I love these enclosures and they are amazing. I love it when people are promoting proper hamster care to people. So anyone who is watching, please look at this video and get some inspiration from these enclosures because they are amazing. Then we have Katera. Katera is a female Syrian hamster who is about 3.5 months old. Katera's enclosure has about 1,200 square inches of floor space. In her enclosure, the bedding is sloped, so it has about 7 inches of bedding. Her wheel is a 11.5-inch wheel. In the enclosure, there is a Night Angel dig box with beach chips in it, and a cactus ceramic hideout, and then a Bouquet State castle hideout. I think that hideout is adorable. And I see a camera, which is very smart to have in a hamster enclosure. There is a sand bath right next to the wheel, and the type of sand is chinchilla dust-free sand. I don't really trust that. you should always go with hamster safe sand. Make sure that it is dust free, but normally with chinchilla dust, it's dust. So it's very dusty and can cause respiratory infections. So I would suggest removing that from your enclosure and replacing it with a safe sand like the Night Angel desert sand or any other sand like children's play sand. And then I see what appears to be 2 Night Angel peekaway hideouts. A huge, beautiful, and overall amazing cork log. I love that. A water bowl and a birch hideout. There is the Night Angel 6-chamber hideout. I love using that in my hamster's enclosure. And then for sprays, there is Delecha sprays, quinoa, and Sudan grass sprays. As I'm looking at this enclosure, it is very good, and I really like it. The only thing that I would say is maybe add more sprays around and maybe different textures like moss in there just around, and maybe more substrates, because in there is a cookie jar with Chipsy and Carefresh bedding. So maybe you could put in cork granules, cocoa peat, cocoa chips, anything like that just to add a bit more texture in your hamster enclosure for more enrichment. I would also suggest putting forage around so your hamster can forage around, and it also adds a nice pop of color. This is Molly. Molly is a female short-haired Syrian hamster who is 13 months old. Molly lives in a bin cage which has 639 square inches of floor space. She has a 9-inch wheel with 8 inches of bedding and has 2 DIY multi-chamber hideouts with her water bowl and water bottle with a ceramic plate under both of them. I see multiple different chews and boredom breakers and bendy bridges, a sand bath, and sprays. The only thing that I would say about your enclosure is with bendy bridges, you might want to put moss in between the cracks because sometimes they have big enough gaps in between them where your hamster can get their toes stuck in them, so that is not good. There's a little dig box which appears to have cut up cardboard in it. The cage is good, but it could be better. First of all, the 9-inch wheel is too small for a Syrian hamster. You always want to go more towards 11 inches to 12 inches or 10-inch for a small Syrian hamster. For the cage size, it's a little bit on the smaller side. It's definitely bigger than Critter Trails, which is very good. I always recommend 800 square inches of floor space or more for my hamster enclosure. It has around 1,000 square inches of floor space, and I find with bigger enclosures you can add much more enrichment, so I would say maybe upgrade your bin cage. Bin cages are definitely a lot cheaper option for having a hamster enclosure, but it's also very hard to find a decently sized one. So I think what you have, you are making the best of it. Another thing I would say is maybe add more substrates if you can, maybe more sprays. And for substrates, it would just be to add extra enrichment and different textures. Lastly, we have Waddles. Waddles is a long-haired Syrian hamster, and he just turned 2 years old. Waddles lives in a bin cage that has 850 square inches of floor space. He has about 6 inches of bedding and also has a 11-inch wheel. He has many hideouts, and I absolutely love the green frog hideout. It's very adorable, as well as the acorn hideout. He has 4 substrates, which include sand, eco-earth, cork granules, and moss. I love the grapevine wood piece in the enclosure, and I also love the wooden dish that has the eco-earth in it. I see a birch hideout, which is also a good touch in the enclosure. Multiple bridges, and the wheel adds a nice pop of color. as does the green frog hideout. Another thing is just to be mindful about your bridge hideout, because sometimes the gaps in between them can be just slightly big enough where your hamster's toe can get stuck in it. I just want to say a huge thank you to all the people who submitted their hamster enclosures in the cage submission. It was very fun reacting to your guys' hamster enclosure, and I hope that next time I do this video that you guys will submit again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!